This is not just a quote. It is a timeless truth proven again and again by successful people throughout history. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can think and believe, it can achieve." So here is the real question. If this is true, then why do most people never become successful? Is it because they don't think? Or because they never discover their true potential? Today's story will help you find that answer. And I promise, if you listen till the end, this story might change the way you see yourself. Once upon a time, in a busy city railway station, there lived a beggar. Every day he walked through the train compartments, asking passengers for spare change just to survive. One day, he noticed a man sitting quietly, well-dressed, confident, clearly successful. The beggar thought to himself, "This man looks wealthy. If I ask him, maybe he will give me more." So he approached and asked for money. The man looked at him and calmly said, "Do you always ask people for things, or have you ever given something in return?" The beggar was shocked. He replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I survive by asking. What could I possibly give to anyone?" The businessman smiled and said, "I believe in exchange. If you have something to give, I can give you something back. But if you offer nothing, you have no right to ask." Then he stood up, boarded the train, and disappeared. The beggar sat there thinking. No one had ever spoken to him like that before. The man wasn't rude, he was honest. For the first time, the beggar asked himself, "If I give nothing, why should anyone give me anything?" That thought stayed in his mind. For 2 days, he didn't beg at all. He just thought. On the third day, he noticed flower bushes blooming near the station. An idea struck him. What if, instead of only asking for money, I give people a flower in return? So he picked a few flowers. That day, when someone gave him money, he smiled and handed them a flower. People were surprised but happy. They kept the flowers. Something changed. As long as he had flowers, people gave him more money than ever before. When the flowers ran out, the money stopped too. That's when he realized they weren't giving him charity, they were paying for value. Days later, he saw the same businessman again. The beggar approached and said confidently, "Today I have something to offer. If you give me money, I will give you flowers." The businessman smiled, paid him, and accepted the flowers. Then he said, "Looks like you're a businessman now." That single sentence changed everything. That night, the beggar looked up at the sky and said out loud, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman, and I will succeed." People around him thought he had lost his mind, but the next day, he never returned to the station. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men met at the same station. They shook hands. One said, "Do you recognize me?" The other smiled and said, "No, I don't think we've